Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I've got a kind of spontaneous last minute video. I'm sorry about the lack of natural daylight, but I live in Scotland and daylight at this time of year is very scarce. Anywho, I had to come on and film this because some of you may notice that I have a new nose ring in and it's not for good reasons. So this video is kind of like an information story time kind of update. So as some of you guys may know, I have been having problems with my nose piercing because I uploaded a video called How I Care for My Nose, keloids, because I had been burdened with keloids basically since a month after my nose was pierced, so about 7 months. And they were not going away, and I finally thought this month they were starting to go away. There was tiny bits, but they were finally starting to go away. But I'm filming this on Friday. Wednesday I had a horrible scare with my piercing. I woke up and my nose piercing had completely sunk in. The jewellery had completely sunken in to the actual piercing. It was really painful to touch, and my mum said it was really swollen and red looking, and I was like freaking out. I went to work that day and I just couldn't concentrate, and I just kept touching my nose, which you shouldn't do if you have a fresh piercing or your piercing's irritated like that, but I was really freaked out. So the place where I originally got pierced was in Glasgow, so I couldn't go back there and ask them about information on my nose because I lived too far away and it was a weekday and it was too short notice, and I knew my nose needed looked at ASAP. I couldn't go to the place in Hamilton which I'd been to because they were closed. So me and my mum spent ages looking for piercing places that were nearby that would be willing to take a look at my nose piercings, and some of them were saying things like, oh, we don't want to look at other people's work. I don't know why piercers do that. Like, if you're a piercer and you're watching this, why do you, if somebody has a really infected piercing or is in pain, why do you refuse to help them because you don't want to look at someone else's work? I just don't get it. I just think it's kind of selfish. But finally we found a place in Newhart Hill, I don't think I'm saying that right, in Motherwell, called Fearless Needles. Guys, can I just say, this piercing shop's amazing, but I'll get into that. So I left work early, went in. The female piercer, Tracy, who is the loveliest woman you'll ever meet, took me in, she sat me down, and right away she said I was having a severe allergic reaction to stainless steel, which was the metal that was in my nose. Now the place I was pierced at was Blancolo, and by law all piercing places should pierce fresh piercings with titanium jewellery. I was told that what was in my nose when it was pierced was in fact titanium, but she told me it was stainless steel, and she backed up her evidence by saying when titanium has been in the body for a lengthy period of time, and I had that nose ring in for 8 months and it never been changed, the metal goes quite dark and dull, whereas titanium is shiny and bright and always stays shiny and bright. And it was shiny and bright. So yeah, they could get in trouble for that. So she took me in, she said I was having a bad allergic reaction and I had to get it taken out ASAP and I had to get a new one put in. The nose ring or stud I have in my nose now is, I'm going to get it wrong, I'll write it down below because I know I'm going to get it wrong. It's PTFE, I think, or in other words bioplast, and it's basically, instead of it being a metal piece of jewellery, it's plastic. So if there's anybody out there that has had problems with their piercing, then that's the way to go, because that's what I was told, because my body won't be able to react to the plastic. So she changed it and she was lovely. It was quite painful to get it changed, obviously, because my nose was swollen to high hell, it was red, and she did say my nose was in such bad condition that it was a day away from having to be surgically removed. It was wedged in there tight, really tight. It was really painful getting it out, nearly as painful as the piercing originally was, because of how much it was wedged in there. She took it out, she cleaned it off, she let me pick a new one, and obviously I picked the blue sparkly one. The little disc is just Swarovski crystal. And again, Blancolo lied to me when I asked the girl who pierced me what gauge the jewellery was, which is basically the girth, the width, and she said it was 1.2 millimetres or 16 gauge. No, sorry, that's what it was. She told me it was 1 millimetre 18 gauge, but it was in fact a gauge bigger. It was 1.2 millimetres. That's what it was. So again, they lied, and it's got me thinking, I don't think the shop knows half of what they're talking about. And what I love about this shop in Motherwell, Newhart Hill, Fearless Needles, is the woman didn't just take my piercing out, clean it, put a new one in, and set me on my way. I was in the shop for an hour. She spent such a long time with me. She sat me down, she explained to me the difference between, you know, stainless steel and titanium. She explains to me why it was reacting, things like that. She explained to me what the purpose of keloids are as well. Keloids, when you get keloids, it's because you're having a mild allergic reaction to the metal that's in your body. Now, some people go over it and some people don't, but basically why I kept getting them is because my body was trying to tell my piercing to go away, and it was trying to grow, it was literally trying to grow the skin over my nose because it was trying to cover it and literally push it out of my body. That's why the keloids wouldn't persist, they wouldn't move, because I was having a bad allergic reaction to it. She told me how to clean my piercings properly. She even gave me a little instruction manual saying a quarter of a teaspoon of sea salt in a 200 millimetre boiling water glass. It was very precise, and then obviously I've had sea salt in the past before and it broke me out, and I said to her, do you have proper sea salt? Because I'm always scared that when I go and buy sea salt, it's sea salt you put in your dinner, not in your piercings. She actually gave me a wee doggy bag that had sea salt, plasters and alcohol wipes, and she told me to only ever use the alcohol wipes if I couldn't do my sea salt soaks and I was in a rush, and she told me to use them sparingly because it is alcohol and it will kind of burn dry out your nose. She was so nice. She told me what she was doing every step of the way. She didn't just poke and prod at my nose, she told me what she was doing, and then obviously she explained to me about the new piece of jewellery I have in my nose, and then I got awfully worried because I thought, where the hell am I going to buy that kind of jewellery? But she actually supplies it and she makes her own, so I'll definitely be paying a visit there closer to Christmas to be getting a good supply, a good amount of it. She was so nice. She also, I haven't done a video on my ex belly button piercing as of yet, but now I know why my belly button piercing failed, because I was allergic to stainless steel, and obviously that was in my body. But I even let her see the scar of my belly button piercing, and she could tell me that whoever pierced my belly button piercing pierced it too shallow, and that's why it migrated as well. So she was just, oh, she just spent so much time with me, and and the shop as well was really clean. It's a great shop and I can't speak of it more highly. She was such a lovely woman. She's been piercing since before I was born, and she does know what she's talking about. Before, when I've went into Blancolo and I've asked them questions, they kind of just smile and nod and agree with me, or they look really blank and I have to explain to them. And you should never have to do that to a piercer. If you go into a piercing shop and you say, what gauge is my jewellery? They shouldn't be like, what? You know, because they should know exactly what they're putting in your body, and that kind of worries me. That when you ask them a simple question like, what gauge is my jewellery? And they're like, I have no idea, I just picked up a random piece of metal and shoved it in your body. So if anyone watching this who's thinking about going to Blancolo or in Glasgow, I wouldn't go, because they'll just pierce you, take your money and go. You guys are having an awesome night, and that is my story. I've had my new piercing in for 2 days and it's doing pretty well. It's making a massive recovery. The swelling's almost completely gone. I'd say 80%. There's still a bit of swelling there and it's still a bit red, but it's a lot less red than it was. I'll insert a picture at the end of how my nose looked right after I had it changed. It was pretty swollen and pretty red, but it's doing okay now. I've been cleaning it with sea salt twice a day, and last night I did my keloid treatment, not of tea tree but of aspirin pills, because she told me that is the only way that you can rid keloids. If you want to see an updated version of how I get rid of keloids with the aspirin paste, then I am more than happy to do that. Or if you want to see a video about my story and my belly button piercing, I'm more than happy to do that too. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you again later. Bye!